Hi, hello, what's up? I'm Liz and I'm from Ostara Studio. So this was going to be a single video only, but I've decided to split the videos up into two. So this is part 2, the disadvantages. Be sure to catch part 1 if you haven't watched part 1 yet. It will be linked somewhere, either in the description box or it will be put as a card suggestion. Let's jump right into it. Firstly, Canva is template based. So although this is a benefit, it is also a disadvantage. And let me explain why. There's a Canva style. Imagine multiple business owners are using the same templates. They will all be using a similar style even if they're tweaking the content somewhat. And you will start becoming a little bit more generic if you don't have creativity to tweak or create your own designs from scratch. Think of it in terms of stock photography. So there was a time where everyone used to use the exact same stock photography. You know what I'm talking about. The guy pointing to something or specific wordles, and everyone was using that style. Everyone knew it was stock photography. Canva has that same risk of having that Canva style. Although it's a fantastic resource, one of the disadvantages is also that there's a limitation to the number of templates. Canva is working though on introducing more templates every month. Depending on how much content you actually want to post, if you're posting large quantities, that template limitation might be a problem at some point. Third on the list is a major concern for designers specifically. So for someone who isn't skilled in design, this might not be such an issue, but alignment cannot be controlled as easily as it can in softwares like Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. So there might be a little bit of images and text not being aligned 100%. There's no functionality like snapping to grids, for instance. And yes, they do have alignment options, but it is not nearly as in-depth as design software. So if you want to go to that next level, Canva won't be sufficient in getting you. This is in no means software for designers. It is specifically intended for small businesses to have a start in their content creation and doing it in an easy and accessible way. Next is export settings. Canva has a phenomenal selection of settings specifically for the digital space. But when it comes to CMYK, it is a problem. Canva does have a PDF print option. When you're exporting it, it is still RGB, not CMYK. And CMYK is often what printers will be using for print. Even beyond that, they might be using Pantones. Now, what does this mean? RGB basically is what your screen sees, right? It's the color profile you see on your screen. CMYK is the printed color profile. So when you print something out, it might be different to what you're seeing, and also what you're exporting might be different on different screens. So what you're seeing on your screen might be slightly different on someone else's screen. So when it comes to printing out larger quantities of documents where you need that level of consistency, think about Coca-Cola. They want their red to be red, the same red whether it's on the internet or whether it's on their can, right? Or whether it's on a pamphlet. If they're using something like this, the reds will be different and they don't have control over their brand then. Again, it's not a major issue. This is specifically when you want to scale up that Canva becomes a little bit insufficient. So there's also issues possibly with things like export files. So if you're creating a slide deck for a presentation, you won't be able to export it to a PowerPoint file, which you can edit on PowerPoint, for instance. This might sound obvious, but it is a question that has come up when I've dealt with clients before. So another limitation is that you will not be able to download the raw file onto your device. So let's say you are growing, you're closing your Canva, you're getting a designer in, but now you still want to give the designer access to these files and let the designer make them a little bit more professional. You won't be able to do that. So because it's online, you need to work online. Yes, you can download the JPEG, but that's like a flattened visual. You cannot edit it. Maybe I should rather refer to it as an editable file rather than a raw file, but you get my gist. Slide decks are also limited, so depending on the amount of slides you need, you won't be able to make a slide deck of 150 slides. A limitation could also be the free software. So yes, you might be considering the pro version, but I want you to also know that there's a limitation in the free version. You don't get access to a lot of the integration when it comes to branded elements like inserting your own fonts into designs. You won't have the same access as a pro user to stock and to templates. Something I see that comes up a lot in entrepreneurial communities is the issue of intellectual property. So it is a little bit ambiguous when you go online as to what is your property when you use their platform and what actually belongs to them. They basically say, except for your user content, the service and all materials therein or transferred thereby, including without limitation, software, images, text, graphics, illustration, logos, patents, trademarks, service marks, copyrights, photographs, audios, videos, music, user content belonging to other users, and stock media belonging to other users, the Canva content in brackets, and all intellectual property rights related thereto are the exclusive property of Canva and its licenses, including other users who post user content or contribute stock media as defined below to the service. So from what I understand is that it says that anything you add, if you are the user, belongs to you, right? But this clause is a little bit ambiguous because it also has this phrase of saying that user content belonging to other users belong to Canva. So this might be a challenge in the future when your business grows to that extent where it becomes a concern. But this is not any different to Instagram or Pinterest. This is not any different to Instagram or Pinterest, where in their terms and conditions, anything you post on their networks also is also their intellectual property. So it might not actually be a concern for you, but you can consider it. Oh, and why I flagged this specific limitation was more towards their logo design. So I know that they do have logo templates available, but you do not rightfully own them because it is one of their templates. Another big consideration is that Canva is in control. They can delete your information, your account, all your designs at any time. And it's their platform. They have the right to do so. What they say? You agree that Canva has the absolute right to manage, regulate, control, modify, and or eliminate Canva property as it sees fit in its sole discretion in any general or specific case, and that Canva will have no liability to you based on its exercise of such right. All data on Canva servers are subject to deletion, alteration, or transfer. All this being said, Canva is a fantastic platform for small businesses. Some of my smaller clients use Canva and our services are integrated with it, so we can even help you. So I'm in no way saying don't use Canva. I'm actually saying the opposite. If it fits your requirements and this is what you need right now to get to that next level in your business, Canva is right for you. So just to explain to you, for the small business, I'd rate Canva an 8 out of 10. But for a bigger business that's growing and needs to consider things like IP and more consistency in their brand look and feel, I'd say Canva is like a 4 or 5 out of 10. So it depends on the contexts. If you'd like to sign up for some Canva training where I share some tips and tricks of Canva and how you can incorporate it as best into your business, you can sign up for the Canva training. It's a mini 1 to 2 hour power hour workshop in the description box below. Thank you, and once again, please like, comment and share if you resonated with this video. I'd like to empower as many small businesses as possible. So if you can help me share this content, you would be of great help. Until the next one, thank you, bye.